Wednesday afternoon's update, which is kind of half last night's update, kind of half today and tonight's update as well, because realistically this is probably going to be it for today. There might be a video later on tonight which will be me panicking because this is finally happening. I went to registration before over at the convention center, which would be obviously where the convention is. Those of you who aren't as scattered probably know that. Went over there and caught up with a whole bunch of old dear friends, which was lovely. That's also why it was so hard to get out of there. Kept bumping into people. Tomorrow it's going to be horrible because I see all these people that I want to do nothing more than to sit down and talk with. But you're running from one place to another. But I guess that's the nature of the event, and everyone's kind of used to that. So it'll be interesting. GM badge. It's official. Okay, so Wednesday's update is subtitled, I think, A Death to because I've counted the number of times I've been saying in previous posts, and it's like a form of punctuation. I've invented a new word that sits between most words. In some cases, Deadwood style. We'll break up words in a syllable fashion. But this is all a big teaser because the thing that you want to hear about, well, the thing that I want to tell you about is the zoo. The zoo was so good. It was fantastic. Unfortunately, it was just myself and Robin Laws because there was a communications mishap. So the Hickmans didn't get word, which was really sad because it would have been good to be able to bring along more people and show them Australia Zoo. So there was an unfortunate mishap. The Hickmans weren't able to join us, which was really sad. It would have been good to bring more people along. So it was myself and Robin for Canada Day, Northern Territory Day, out there at Australia Zoo, full of crocodiles, with a Canadian from Canada. Beautiful synergy there. Robin was lovely company. I had an awesome time. I hope he enjoyed himself. From what he said on his LJ, his live journal, for those of you who don't quite roll with the cool kids, from what he said in his live journal, he apparently had a good time, despite my constant apologizing, which wouldn't really come as a surprise to those of you who know me. But it was a wonderful time. We talked about all sorts of stuff. We talked about the primaries in the US. We talked about passive-aggressive sea creatures, how stonefish just are a little bit unfair in terms of what they get really from evolution. We saw wombats. We saw a whole lot of marsupials actually, doing not much else apart from sleeping. Australian wildlife is fantastic in its economy. And then you've got the Tasmanian devil, which does nothing but run around in circles constantly. In terms of animals as gamers, my theory is the Tasmanian tiger, or the Tasmanian devil, sorry. Yes, we're talking about the Tasmanian devil, not the Tasmanian tiger. For example, if I was to show you this... you're doing the same thing I am now. Up he goes. Then you go, yeah, that's a Tasmanian devil, Kevin. That's not a tiger. The tiger's the thing that looks like a dingo, but gets beaten up by dingoes. So, he's an FPS gamer. Figures out the map, finds a perfect route, goes around in circles. Constantly. What else was there? There was heaps of reptiles. We talked about the struggle between kitsch and valuable information there, which was an interesting one. It is, well, I guess Steve Irwin has a personality that's loaded with kitsch as well. So it's kind of like packaging him up as a product, which I guess is a large part of how they've made Australia Zoo successful. So that was interesting. But it was an absolute pleasure to spend a day with Robin. It was fantastic. Just had a wonderful time. Finished off with dinner at Dex at South Bank, which was lovely. Vegetable risotto, which I wouldn't have expected from a seafood restaurant to be so good. Oysters as well. But yeah, and part of the reason why there hasn't been an update up until now, nothing to do with the level of excitement about what's happening. Nothing could be further, in fact, from the truth. It's more to do with the fact that there was a lot of sunshine, there was a lot of coffee, there was a lot of alcohol. Well, there was enough alcohol really to tip me over the edge. I fear the sun, so it doesn't take too much for it to wipe me out. And that was why last night I fell asleep. Well, there was copious amounts of nap time, which prevented me from being able to put together a video, which I'm sure many of you were sitting there saying, where's the video blog? It's the third day. Where is the consistency? But oh, you're right. Good God, he's ponchoed. So this is it. This is the poncho. This is the thing that will be keeping me warm during the harsh Brisbane winter. Gotta say, I can understand why people wear these things in the middle of Mexico. They are so warm. They're fantastic. Look. Look. It's genuine wool. So good. I have beef jerky too. So 2 points, again, to prove that I'm not actually vegan. I just dig vegan products. Which would make sense if you've read the things over there. Which, for those of you who are wondering why I point over there, if you're viewing the video on YouTube, as opposed to embedded in Facebook or LiveJournal, which again is where I'm actually spamming this stuff, so it's probably not that useful to you, but that's where you'll find description of the post, and that's where I put up links for anything that I'm talking about. Fascinating stuff, I know. My beans are in! My beans are in! This, I kid you not, chocolate-coated coffee beans. For them, for me, for me. So, there is the possibility, there is the exciting possibility that at some point during the convention, that's it, game over. Still can't believe this is really happening. It's getting kind of scary now. So, at the moment, I'm in the process of finishing writing up for the con, which is just the revamp of the module. Not writing the module the first time around, I should note, but revamp of the module. And just putting together on paper the set piece battle, combat, whatever you want to call it, action sequence. So I think that's about it for now. By this time tomorrow, it's kind of scary to think that I will have run the game once, possibly twice. It's about 3 PM now that I'm recording, so there'll be a little bit of a lag while I edit stuff together. But yeah, by this time tomorrow, I'll have run the game 3 times. So I'll either be in the fetal position, crying, because things haven't worked well, or I will be God Emperor of the universe. I'm hoping for the God Emperor. I'm hoping for the God Emperor result. It's more fun. Yeah, looking forward as well to having a real breakfast before the con. One of the things that people have been talking about on the forums is that where you can actually get good food around where the con is located. And the great thing is that there is no shortage of fantastic food. There is, if you're staying near the convention centre, then you've got great cafes like French Twist, just near Melbourne Central. Yes, not Melbourne Central. That would be the wrong state, Kevin. We're in Brisbane. I can't remember what it's called now. Something fresh. Yeah. Anyway, there's yeah. So that's some great information right there. There is a market. There's a food market as you come back along Grey Street towards Boundary, and there's a couple of cafes tucked in there which are really good. If you go back to Boundary Street, which is about 10 minutes walk from where the convention centre is, and you're spoilt for choice up there. So I don't think food's going to be a problem for anyone during the con as long as they actually scoot out and go along there. Beef jerky, boots, poncho. I think that's about it. Starting to